Good morning. It's my pleasure to be the keynote speaker for this international conference on social science and humanities organized by Social Science and Humanities Research Association. Today, the world is going virtually, and this conference we are meeting together through virtual platform. Dr. Subrahmanian from Arab Open University, Sultanate of Oman. Today my topic will be on adaptive intelligence pathway through embraining. Daniel Eman was talking about brain. He says our brain is an organ of your personality, character and intelligence and is heavily involved in making you who you are. Just give a small brief introduction about brain, which is not new to you, but still, okay, just to have an overview, we always say brain is a part of our nervous system and it has more than 100 billion nerves that communicate in trillions of connections. And brain controls our thoughts, memory, speech, moments. Even it controls our arms, legs and all the functions of the organs in the body. And all scientists used to say the brain is the most complex neural network. The recent neuroscientific research confirms that we have complex, adaptive and fully functional neural network in the brain, which is something clear to the world that the brain is purely complex and adaptive and it has a neural network. When you apply brain science, people always say there is three separate brains which talks about survival brain, emotional brain and thinking brain. It means when I say survival brain, it keeps you alive. Emotional brain deals with the emotions and memory, and thinking brain will helps you to take decision making. This is what the brain science used to talk about. Today we are going to talk something. When I talk about human intelligence, we always talk about three quotients: intelligent quotients, emotional quotients and positive quotients. Now people are talking about even social quotients and spiritual quotients. Intelligent quotients. Hope you all agree. When you talk about IQ, immediately these two people comes to our mind. Hope you all know about these two personalities which has highest IQ. So far we talk about only Einstein has an highest IQ with 160, but there is another personality, William James Lights, an American mathematicians, which has highest IQ till now, have 260 is recorded. Talk about intelligence quotient. Usually it varies from 100 to 164, and more than that is something great. That's what we always say. We talk about Einstein 160 plus, it's a big thing. But now we have to compare ourselves, we have to check ourselves where we are, and these are some kind of information which is readily available. So every individual need to develop their intelligent quotients. That is must for them. Emotional quotient. I always compare emotional quotient with icebergs, because what is visible, it is intelligent quotients, and what is inside with this, it's emotional quotients. The capacity for recognizing our own feelings, own thoughts, managing our emotions, the social skills, empathy, self-awareness, self-regulating. That's more important. Only with the support of emotional quotients, maybe our intelligent quotients can work. So this is the connection between intelligent quotients and emotional quotients. Then about positive quotient, positive intelligent quotients. Here, many successful people They are successful because of the positiveness. The mind thinks more positively when compared to the negative thinking, because the percentage of time the mind thinks positive gives you the positive result. The mind thinks more on negative always makes you to get a negative results. This is how always helps. So positive intelligence quotients measures the relative strength of your positive mental muscle. When it combines with intelligent quotients and emotional quotients, your performance level will be very high. So usually the doctors test your positive quotients to check your mental fitness. At the same time, the intelligent quotients with the support of emotional quotients, and if you add this positive quotients, the performance of any individual will be very high. This is what every company expects from every individual. These are all general, we all know. So now I'm just going to introduce to you is embraining. This is not a new concept. Already it is 9-year-old concept developed by Marvin Oka and Grant Soslow. It's called multiple braining. In 2012, multiple braining concept was being developed. That's what our today's topic, which talks about multiple braining and also adaptive intelligence pathway. Braining says the multiple intelligence are designed to work differently, and how it is being integrated to make a better decision for our success. Here, these two researchers identified there are 3 brains. Scientifically, we have seen 3 brains, but now they just try to find out a 3 different brain, which is not exactly inside the brain. Apart from the brain, they also say the heart and the gut, both are called as brain. 3 brains. That's called, we say, multiple brain. The head brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. So how this works? How this multiple brain works? Why they say the heart and gut also as a brain? That's most important question we need to ask. The answer is that the research says the heart and gut have the same kind of neuron which is found in the brain. That is the reason they say there is a connection between these 3 parts in our body: the heart, the head, and the guts. And I say guts means the stomach. So now these 3 brain communicate each other through vagus nerve. They communicate each other through vagus nerve. So that's how this system works. So it is not that they try to explain that it is not that only our head brain alone works. It works along with the guts as well as the heart. How it works? We just say the core function of head brain is something called creativity, the present day requirement. Every individual needs to be more creative. A cognitive perception, thinking, making sense and meaning. In simple word, I can say, I think, therefore I am. That's the order of the day. If you don't think, you will not be there. So I think, therefore I am. That is the function of head brain. The function of heart brain says compassion. The emotion, already I told, emotion is very important. The emotion, relationship, values, ethics, these are all called, we say, compassion. I feel, therefore I am. It's not only I think, now I am adding one more, it's called feeling. So I think, therefore I am. I feel, therefore I am. Now the third brain, guts brain, the courage, mobilizing your skills, self-preservation, the core identity, what you have, how you differentiate from others, and the courage you have within you. I know, therefore I am. So we always say it is not I think, I feel, I know. All three are required. The thinking brain, feeling brain, and knowing, the courage taking brain. These three brains work together to make people success. Okay, let me ask you another simple question. Whether when all these three brains works together, the success is confirmed? No, not at all. It's a big challenge. Which one? There may be a lot of inner conflicts between these three brains. Whether I should allow the head brain to work first, or the heart brain, or the gut brain. Which one I should work first? Which one should come first? Which one comes second? And how it works? Always there will be an inner conflict. Then now we need to understand a work sequence. What is that sequence? The sequence says, very simple. It starts from heart. Then goes to head, then come back to heart, then goes to guts, then finally heart. Starts from heart and ends with heart. So any decision making, now you can check yourself, ask yourself, and go back to your old memories, old success, and analyze yourself. You may accept this sequence. Any decision making we take which starts from heart, whether I should take it or not. This is the first question I ask. Then the thinking brain goes. It thinks in multiple ways, whether what are the pros and cons, everything goes inside. Then finally, after taking the plus and minus, the positive and negatives, it comes back to the heart to decide. But the heart don't have the courage to decide. So now the risk-taking factor done by the gut hearts. Yes, you can do it. Take a risk. So now from that place, again it goes back to heart and final decision making comes out. This is how usually work sequence is happening with the combination of three brains, multiple brain. But you may be wondering, my topic was something about adaptive intelligence, but I'm talking about all these multiple three brains. Where is adaptive intelligence? The AQ is coming. So we have seen the IQ. IQ is head. EQ, emotional intelligence, is something heart, which is heart. And the PQ, gut feeling, is from positive. But we also need an adaptive intelligence for our wisdom. This is what we say, it's called adaptive intelligence pathway. Let us explore more on that. What does that mean, adaptive intelligence? Now the current scenario, this adaptive intelligence are being discussed more along with artificial intelligence. I'm not going pure technically, I'm not going to touch on those parts. I'm trying to touch as a human being, how it works. Charles Darwin says it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is one of the most adaptable to change. Are we ready to change? So now the change factor, the flexibility factor comes inside. So where it develops adaptive intelligence? Greg Colton, the CEO of Adaptive Intelligence Consulting, he tried to explain to us the adaptive intelligence is our innate ability to think flexibly and effectively. Flexibility is more important as well as effectiveness. And most important is in an ever-changing world. In an ever-changing world. Because today the world is facing a lot of changes. Nobody prayed about COVID. Nobody had any clue about how long it will go, and it has made many changes. At this time, there is a need for adaptive intelligence. So what it shows, the roadmap or pathway, I can say, the science, the common sense, and our experience teaches us that any wise decision is because of our multiple brains, the heart, head, and gut feeling. You can see this pyramid structure, which we say is the highest expression from these three brains, which already I told 3C, the creativity, compassion, and courage, which makes us to decide something what we need. That's where this adaptive intelligent pathway works. Okay, how we have this mixture of this emotional intelligence and IQ and PQ, and people try to manage this three intelligence, IQ, EQ, and PQ, with the help and support of AQ. You understand what I'm trying to say is that the AQ is the center point. Adaptive intelligence is the center point where it tries to regulate the intelligent quotients, positive quotients, and emotional quotients. So there is a need for the presence of adaptive intelligence, the way which we change ourselves, flexibility to adapt to the environment, changing environment. Let us see some of the benefits of this adaptive intelligence pathway. A very crystal clear understanding, a clear purpose will be there. We have a clear vision for our life and also for our work. It will improve our focus, concentration, creativity. It makes us more motive, helps in motivation, understand our skills, execute our task, better decision making, increased empathy, understanding the people. And now people are saying that most of the researchers, most of the management gurus, they say there is a need for adaptive intelligence for any leader. If you want to be a leader, one of the qualities is adaptive intelligence. And there are many more benefits. I don't have enough space to list. So there are multiple benefits are there for adaptive intelligence pathway. Let us talk about the secret of success. The secret of success is simple for everyone. That's why I take this particular topic, adaptive intelligence pathway, through the multiple brain. The highest expression or compassion, that is heart, creativity, that is head, and courage, that is gut. So when all three brains, remember, when all three brains work together, again here we talk about team work within ourselves. When these three brains work together, it will produce amazing results. As I told very clearly in my previous slide, talk about emotional quotient, intelligent quotient, and positive quotients, along with adaptive quotients, we may produce amazing results. It is not only helpful for every individual, it is also very important from the employer perspective. If you want to be a good employee. At the same time, the employer expects the best from you. So it is not enough if you have a good head brain. So there is the need for multiple brain. So these three multiple brain along with adaptive quotients will make you more success. So thank you very much for listening to this presentation. And again, I thank the organizers for giving this opportunity to share my views on this adaptive intelligence pathway through multiple braining. Wish you all the best. Thank you.